Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am finally going to officially start my gardening series, I guess. I have gotten the question of what exactly is this channel, and it's a catch-all for all of my other interests. If you're interested, I do have a beauty and panning channel, which is my main channel, and it's always linked down below. But this is for anything else I want to talk about, whether that's motherhood, vlogs with the kids, reading, home renovations, and now gardening. So we did move into this house in December, and I was so excited that it has 3 garden beds. I have never had a garden before. We didn't really do any gardens growing up, though I did grow up on a horse farm. I think we did beans 1 year and everything else never panned out, or we just didn't have the time. So I'm literally a beginner. So this is not going to be how to garden. I want to document my journey with my first year of gardening. I am going full tilt. Every experienced gardener I've ever talked to or seen their advice online has said for your very first vegetable garden to just choose a handful of vegetables that your family eats most and start there. Well, I think I have about 15 vegetables we're going to try. I do have 3 garden beds, and I'm just diving right in. I'm super excited. I have spent this whole winter doing as much research as possible. I do live in Nova Scotia, Canada, hardiness zone 5B, and I have been watching lots of channels. I will link some of my favorites below, but especially Roots and Refuge Farms and Whispering Willows Farms are probably 2 of my favorites. However, they're in Arkansas, which is a very different climate to where I am. So just watching their videos while I still have a ton of snow on the ground has been really nice. I did want to address the mess you may see in the background. Kitchen renos have officially started. That will be a separate video, but my whole kitchen is like torn apart. I'm missing 3.5 feet of countertop. It's a whole thing. Emmett is being extra cranky, needs to be held the entire day because he's cutting about 6 teeth. Are you sad? So I have been taking clips throughout this journey, and I am going to be inserting them in this video. However, I had never officially started this video to put the pieces together. So that's what we are going to be doing today. First off, obviously I had to decide on the types of vegetables I wanted to grow. And I found this multi-pack on Amazon. And it says My Little Vegetable Garden Vegetable Seed Multi-Pack 10 Varieties. And it's from O Canada Seeds. So even though I did order this on Amazon, it's actually a local company to me. They are seeds from Halifax, Nova Scotia, which I was really excited to see. I obviously, if you Google seeds on Amazon, you get a lot of companies from China and stuff, and I didn't want to risk that. Obviously, the packages are much smaller, but for my first year, I'm just doing a couple of each vegetable variety to see what grows best, and also so I can maximize the space and grow a variety of things. So I didn't mind that they were smaller packages with less seeds. Emmett was trying to show you the cucumber. And then I also went down to my local gardening store and just picked up a few things that I felt I was missing from that multi-pack that I wanted to grow. Both things that do well in colder weather or shorter growing seasons, such as beets, cabbage, radish. It's hard to show you while holding the baby. Wyatt was with me when I went to the store, and he saw that there were sunflowers and jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, so we got those to try, and also a butternut squash. I was hoping for spaghetti squash because that's my personal favorite, but they weren't at my local gardening center. So my presumption is that maybe they just do not grow well in my area, or I just didn't look around at enough stores to find out, but that's fine. I will get some use out of butternut squash as well. So about a week ago, maybe less than a week ago, the kids and I decided to start tomatoes and peppers inside in red solo cups, which was a method that I saw Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm do. These are Max's peppers, and I also did her method of planting many seeds in each cup and then separating them out after, because though this is from a local company, I did get this from Amazon, so I don't know how old the seeds are or how their germination rate is going to be, and I didn't want to waste supplies. I only had a limited amount of potting soil just right off the bat. It was actually left here by the home's previous owners, which was really nice. So in each of our cups, I have 2 for peppers and 2 for tomatoes, and then I also got a grow light in my FabFitFun subscription box for the spring, and did the same thing. I did a few tomatoes on one side and a few peppers on the other. So I will insert the clip of us doing that here. Are you ready? I think we'll have to do it out of this first.
Give me the bag.
Can you push your dirt down a little? We can only do as much as we have with this dirt. We don't have a lot of dirt. I have to go get some more potting soil. Can you push it down a little bit? Not too hard, but just a little. Okay, now Max, can you scoop some? We are getting ready to do our very first vegetable garden, right guys? I did get this off Amazon, and it just so happens that this is actually a local company to us, which was fun. I like supporting local, even though I didn't know and bought it through Amazon. But we are going to be, hey! We're going to be starting some tomatoes and peppers today. And I'm using the red solo cups that I learned how to do this from Roots and Refuge Farm. You don't need water yet. Max is going to be our videographer. You got macaroni all over yours.
Funny, I'm not.
It's actually hot. We're going to try out this grow light as well. I don't know how well it's... Really?
I want some water.
You don't need water right now, Wyatt. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess.
A huge mess. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, we need every last bit of soil we can get.
Yeah. The whole... Basically, to have fun, sometimes you need to make a mess.
Not too tight. That's good. You'll have to brush it off in the bowl. Wyatt is doing some tomatoes. Max is doing some peppers. Good job. All right, so both for my reference, I can't write on this grow light. I put in Scotia tomatoes on the left side Emmett, baby. Here's a car. And then California Wonder Peppers on this right side. And according to the instructions, now my table is an absolute disaster. You can pour some water in the top of this thing. I don't really love the way that that watered. It does have a drip tray on the bottom, if you were wondering. And I don't know if I mentioned, I did get this in my FabFitFun subscription box, so I have no idea if it's going to work, but I put a couple of tomato seeds on this side and a couple of pepper seeds on this side. Like I mentioned, I've been watching a lot of Roots and Refuge Farms, and the way she does it is she puts quite a few seeds in per cup, and then as they sprout up, she separates them off, and that way I'm only dealing with a small amount of dirt. I can get quite a few seeds started, and then when I get more potting soil, then I can separate them out into more cups, and I can also save materials that way by, if I only put in one per cup and then some of them didn't germinate at all, I would have just wasted time, cups, soil. So I hope that this is going to work. Like I said, Max did some of the peppers. I did tomatoes in my cup. Wyatt did tomatoes over there. And I think I have enough soil to maybe do another peppers and see what we're working with after that. Somebody is tired and the kids just throw their coats everywhere. So nothing has sprouted up in our solo cups yet, but when they do start to sprout, I will prepare some more solo cups and get some more potting soil and separate out the seedlings as they grow. I would like a handful of both tomato and pepper plants. Both grow best in pretty warm weather and have many days to maturity. So I am kind of concerned about them, but I have also been watching the Maritime Gardener here on YouTube, which again, all these links are down in the description box, and he is more local to me, not like immediately local, I don't think, but like in the same climate, and he grows tomatoes and peppers, I think, so I'm going to try. And that was on a really rainy weekend. There was no way we could get outside, but the weather has finally taken a turn for the warmer. And when I say rainy, I mean like 100 millimeters of rain in like a 2 or 3 day period. Like it was downpouring. You definitely don't want to plant seeds with that much water coming down. They would have drowned and flooded and been all over the place. Then once the sunshine finally came out, we started digging around in our gardens. I do have some clips of that. We went for a tour around the property. Again, we moved here in the winter time, so it's really exciting to see everything that is sprouting up. Our yard was really beautifully landscaped. There's lots of flower garden beds and the 3 vegetable garden beds like I mentioned, and lots of shrubbery and trees, and we're just discovering for the first time what all these things are. There's beautiful tulips and lilies sprouting up, and I'm just so excited to see what else pops up in these gardens. I am going to insert the clip here now of us we found a ton of carrots in one of the vegetable gardens that are obviously like mushy and gone bad now. I'll have to dig all of those out. But it's kind of fun to know that carrots did grow here. They were planted way too close together and a lot of them were really small, but that gives me hope that the soil here is pretty good, though I will be doing some amending with compost. It is pretty windy. We're starting to prepare this larger garden bed we have here at our new house, and we're finding all of these carrots from last year. They're pretty mushy on the top, but look at that.
Hey, Mom, look what I found.
What?
Look at that mighty one.
Look at that mighty carrot. They're pretty mushy. I'm sure the wildlife around here is gonna like them. But look, these ones are starting to sprout up. And it's just the end of March. Wow, that's very exciting.
It's all very mushy and dead.
What do you think, Mr. Man? Are we gardening? You're watching the water. Like I said, I have been doing a ton of research, and another one of my favorite channels is MI Gardener, or the Michigan Gardener. And though the weather in Michigan is a little bit different than here in Nova Scotia, Canada, I was taking a lot of his advice. I was making notes and charts and just really nerding out over this whole thing. And he has a video of crops you can grow from seed with snow on the ground, or a risk of frost or a risk of snow. So earlier this week, the kids and I actually did go, and our first garden bed, we did the first stage of planting. I am planning to do a bit of a succession planting, and I took a handful of the crops that he had in that video that I had seeds for, and we're trying that out. There is a risk of snow, so I didn't go crazy. I planted a small line of lettuce, spinach, carrots, beets, and radishes, and we'll just see. It wasn't that many seeds. If they don't sprout up, that's fine, but getting out in the sunshine after such a long, cold winter and being able to utilize this new, big, amazing yard was just so nice. I don't even care if anything comes from that planting. Just the process of it was so amazing for me and my mental health, and the kids had a lot of fun with it as well. I'm now going to insert the clip of the kids and I planting the first stage of garden number 1. I'm taking a video of you doing the garden. Okay, we finally have some sunshine and a break of a very rainy week, and we are getting in almost. We are putting in some vegetables. We put in some radishes right here and some beets here, and then we're going to do some carrots and lettuce and spinach, I think, in this first bed.
Yeah, the warm body.
You want to push down that side, Max? Gentle, like firm pressure, but not like, don't crush the seeds with all your might. Well, push a little more than that. All right, thanks, Wyatt. All right, Max is doing the carrots, about 1 inch apart. Max, do you know what 1 inch looks like?
So from there to here.
Maybe even a tiny bit closer than that.
Right there?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be an exact science. I just need to give them space to grow.
They've both fallen in holes.
We are leaving space in between our rows to come out again in 2 to 3 weeks and do another row of each in between so we can get some succession going. You're just gonna have to lean. Oh, you dropped some extras. That's okay.
Yeah.
Wyatt, what are you doing? You got another? Okay.
Yellow one.
You found a yellow shovel in the shed?
Yeah, you can a square one.
Okay, you can use that one if you like. Are you helping? Are you relaxing? He's not very happy being in the wagon, but the yard is soaked, so he can't really run free. Is that so? You took your hat off, sir. Are you grumpy?
There.
You grumpy?
Perfect.
Okay, I was hoping to also get spinach and lettuce in here, but
You couldn't find any seeds?
oh, I have seeds. I just don't know about spacing if I want 2 rows of everything.
Because they're big, aren't they?
Well, everything just needs its own room to grow. We can do either spinach or lettuce in this.
I would rather lettuce.
Or we can do like
One.
half over here be one and one half over there be one. And maybe we can do some in there too.
Yeah.
Actually no, because I want that for tomatoes and peppers. I just had enough sheep manure compost, and again, that was here in the shed. The previous owners left that for me, and I thought perfect. And I applied 1 full bag to one of my raised garden beds. It left me with about an inch or so of fresh compost on top, and then as we were sowing our seeds, it got turned, into the garden bed a little bit more. So I will be picking up more of that to do my second raised bed, as well as my in the ground garden bed. So in about a week or so, I think I'm going to plant the second succession of beets, radishes, carrots, as well as, again, from M.I. Gardener, he had a video of crops you can direct sow and grow in April, and taking into account that our growing season is a touch different than his, I shifted the weeks back a little bit. So I'm doing this mid to late April as opposed to the beginning of April. And he said you can grow kale, spinach, cabbage, peas, beets, radishes, carrots, and lettuce. So I left spaces in my rows for some of those things, and I'm going to have to move into garden bed number 2 for some of the other ones as well. I also wanted to share, I am someone that does extensive research. I love note taking. I'm an organization freak, and I think some of you will find this funny. On TikTok where they have the show me or tell me you're a blank, insert whatever here, without actually telling me your whatever. Tell me you're a nerd without actually telling me you're a nerd. These are my notes for Veggie Garden 2021, garden bed number 1, stage 1, planted April 6th. And I have radishes, beets, carrots, lettuce, and spinach. They're color coded by the color of the vegetable. They have days to sprout, days to maturity, and any notes that were on the seed package or I gathered during my research, such as when to harvest, if you need to do any amending, such as fertilizing or thinning when they're, so high, etc. I even did the actual dates so that the kids and I can get excited, like, okay, between April 12th and 16th, we should be able to see our radishes sprouting, because that was the germination time frame, and if nothing is coming up around that time, then maybe they didn't take because the soil was too cold, etc. Because April 6th is very early for us here. We still have a threat of frost, still have a threat of snow, but these were included in the M.I. Gardener's video of plants that should survive any kind of frost or snow at this stage. So that was everything I wanted to share with you for part 1 of planting my first vegetable garden here at the new home. I am so willing for all of your feedback. Share your tips and tricks with me if you have any. What am I doing wrong? Are you excited for this journey? Are you growing a vegetable garden? I just want to chat in the comments down below. This is going to be multiple parts. In part 2, we will be going to the garden center. I need a wheelbarrow, more compost, more soil, and deer fencing. We do have a lot of wildlife here. I live in a rural community. The deer are already munching on the buds of some various bushes that I don't even know what they are in our yard. And I know, and we see bunnies as well. There's tons of wildlife, and I want to protect my vegetable garden. So I'm hoping to get some deer fencing, just the plastic. It can go up for the season and come back down and not be an eyesore. I want some organic fertilizer. I need a watering can. I need a whole bunch of stuff from the garden center. So I'm going to take you along for that in part 2, as well as putting that stuff together and I will be doing my next planting in a couple of weeks that I will share in that video as well. What else do you want to see in terms of gardening on my channel? I am a bare bones beginner, so I can't teach you anything per se, but I can try things out and document my journey. I've talked on my channel before about craving simplicity, like a more simple life. I can link that up in the cards, whichever side that's on. And I felt really called to gardening and maybe someday having a chicken coop or something. I don't know. We won't go full homestead. But I'm excited to become more self-sufficient. I think it's going to be great for my mental health and be fun for me and the kids. I'm feeling really motivated about this journey, and I'm excited to share it with you. This video has ended up way longer than I intended for it to be. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.